Buongiorno classe. This week we are continuing to look at the parts of the body, but we are going to take it a little bit further and we're going to look at something called the definite article. So in Italian, words are either masculine or feminine. So they are either recognized as a girl or a boy. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the parts of the body that we have learned and determine whether they are masculine or feminine. And that will help us to determine which definite article goes with which word. So here we have a diagram of the body, and you can see they are labelled in Italian and in English. So let's have a look at the head, la testa. So la testa, the head. Now you notice that the word testa ends in an A. Any word that ends in an A is feminine, okay? It's a girl. Oops, I've spelled that wrong. Oops. So anything that ends with an A becomes la. So the la at the start of testa tells us that it is the head, okay? So it's another word for the. So la testa. Testa is a feminine, so it takes the definite article la. Okay. Then we've got the fingers. Okay, so it's il dito. Il dito. And dito ends with the letter O. Now, because it ends in the letter O, it is masculine. So it is a boy. So they are the basic rules of recognizing which definite article to use in the Italian language. Now it gets a little bit tricky when we have things like vowels and consonants. So in Italian, words don't like having two vowels together. Okay, so for example, so here we've got our body, and you can see that it's all labelled in Italian. So we are only going to learn the definite articles of singular words for now, and then we'll work on to converting the plural a little bit later on. So let's start off with la testa. So la testa. The word testa ends in the letter A. Any word that ends with the letter A is a feminine. So it's a girl. Okay. Then we have the word naso. To make it easy. Naso. Now the word naso ends in the letter O, which means that the word naso is masculine. It is a boy. Now, knowing this will help us to figure out which definite article goes with what word, and this can be applied to any word in the Italian language, not just the body. Now, the definite article is the same as saying the in English. Okay, so the nose, the head, the eye, the mouth. Okay, the only thing is, it isn't like the English, because there is more than one word that we use to describe the. And I'll explain that now. So we're looking at the feminine right now. If the word begins with a consonant, then we use the definite article la. So in this case, with testa, because it starts with the letter T and T is a constant is a consonant, then we use the definite article la testa, the head. Okay, if we choose a word that has a vowel at the beginning, so we don't have one here on our list, but for example, the word amica. Amica starts with a vowel. Okay, so amica, friend, starts with a vowel. So, and because it is a female, we use L apostrophe. And the reason we use L apostrophe is because in Italian, words don't like having two vowels together. So we can't say la amica because that means that there will be two vowels right next to each other. So we use the L apostrophe. Now, if we look at the masculine side in the naso, if it starts with a consonant, okay, so just like naso, you will use the definite article il naso. Okay, so if it starts with a consonant, it's il naso. Now, the masculine words get a little bit tricky. Now, if you find a masculine word that begins with an S plus a consonant, okay, for example, stomaco, it becomes lo stomaco. So any word that has an S plus a consonant has the definite article lo stomaco. Okay. The last one is again like the feminine. In Italian language, we don't like having two words together with vowels. So for example, again with our amica, okay, if we have amico, because remember amica is talking about a female friend and amico is talking about a male friend, we once again do the L apostrophe, l'amico. If we look at our list, our little diagram here, let's pinpoint which ones are the masculine and which ones are the feminine. So let's do the feminine in orange. We have la testa, we have la schiena, the back, la gamba, we have le braccia. Now we have le because you have two arms. So because you have two arms, we then use the plural definite articles, but I'll explain that to you in another lesson. Okay, la bocca, they are all feminine. So you would use la or l depending on whether there are vowels or consonants. Now, if the male words we've got here, li occhi. Now we have the word li because there are two. Okay, so if there are two of something and it is masculine, we use li. Now the reason we use li is because it begins with a vowel. Okay, we can't use I occhi, okay, which is the plural for the in our masculine. We use li because you have more than one. But once again, we'll go over the plural next lesson. So we've got il naso, il collo, il dito, il ginocchio, lo stomaco. Now here, we've got un orecchio. Now, un means one. So it's explaining that there is one ear. You can also do it that way as well. So let's have a go practicing the definite articles together. Now you can take a screenshot of this right now and fill it in yourself. okay, using the Italian language you learnt last lesson. But we'll do a few together. So here we've got the head, testa. So we know that the word is testa for head. But what definite article do we use to say the head? Now let's have a look. It ends in an A. So we know we only have one head, so it's the singular. It is la testa. La testa. How about this one here? What is this? Very good. His hand. So mano. His mano. So what definite article do we use for his hand? So we use the definite article because it's a masculine. It ends in an O, okay? And it's only his one hand, il mano. Okay, you could also use la mano. This one is an exception to the rule. Okay, let's try one more. Let's try his nose, his naso. So his nose ends with the letter O, so we know it's a masculine. It's masculine. So it's il naso. And we'll do one of the tricky ones also. So let's do, it's not labeled here, but let's do his stomach. Okay, stomaco. Okay, so we have stomaco. It ends in an O, so we know it's a masculine, but it begins with S plus a consonant. So we need to use lo stomaco. Lo stomaco. So what I want you to do now is I want you to, if you haven't already, take a screenshot of this, and I want you to label the parts of this boy's body. What I want you to do though is I want you to focus on using the definite article. Also popped a link to a YouTube video with our good friend Manu on the grid for you to be able to flick through and get a better understanding about the uses of a definite article, or else you could just keep replaying this video. Now remember, this isn't a task that you need to submit, but please keep it saved on your iPads for when we all see each other again in Italian. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm more than happy to help. Ciao for now.